Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Once Upon a Time in the Old World. It's good to be back after a 2-week hiatus, holiday, and then football got in the way. But I am Games Master Jim, and these are my fun-filled, frolicking party members who are going on a little adventure tonight. Roger, would you like to do the honours?
Sure, why not? Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Johan von Erfinder, the human engineer, and this week I am currently still spending my XP because I'm the reason we're late.
Hey, I'm Aaron, and I'm playing Hagen, Ritter von Delbers, the human knight of the cult of Ulrich, and I spent some of my experience points on a little bump to my agility.
Hey up, bygone. It'd be Dan playing Mordek Dadawi, pit fighter, and this week I have mostly not been spending my XP yet.
Hi, I'm Colin. I'm playing Kaolin Rademacher, the human warrior priest of Ulrich, and this week I spent 50 XP on heal, which brings me up to a level of healing that is less than anyone else in the party except possibly the dwarf. But you know, I'm slightly less shit than I was.
Well, good evening all. I'm Dan, and I'm playing Ilmarin, the elf envoy emissary who keeps getting into these weird situations with these humans. And I have spent my XP on bumping my intelligence because I feel like I need intelligence to get out of the mess I've got myself in with these humans.
It's fair.
Excellent. So, from last time, it's been a long time, so I apologise if I miss anything out. The party have managed to get a lead on some artifacts that went missing from the engineer's vault that were only in there temporary while some changes were being made in the Temple of Ulrich to move the old king of Middenheim, Artur, into a new tomb where people can go and view the history of him and what he was like and what he did, his deeds before he fell to darkness. And they found a lead through one of the small thieves guilds, a really upstanding chap and fellow called Brian the Worm. And he has told them that he's got a lead and he's going to meet them tonight, and they're going to travel into the sewers to try and find where these
happens in the sewers.
No, that I believe the things that were stolen were a book called The Book of Dark Secrets, very sinister. Plans for an improved cannon went as well, and there was a large lump of warpstone taken as well, along with other things. They spoke of a mace as well and bits and bobs. But yeah, you to go and you to bring back what you want, as long as they have those three things, or the book especially, because apparently this book, if it falls into the wrong hands, it gives a lot of information and power. Okay, so you're all at the inn, I believe. Artur rises that you're in, and you're waiting for Mr. Worm.
Ilmarin, are you ready for the drop into the sewers? I know how excited you are to be underground.
It's not even the fact that you're making me go underground. I mean, that's really the home of the Dowie. It's the fact that we're in yet another sewer. How do we keep finding ourselves in sewers? If it's not Chaos Worshippers, it's sewers.
Well, Chaos Worshippers and bad people like to find themselves in sewers, so that's where Ulrich directs us to go.
Well, as you can see, I'm finely clad this evening. I've even brought a new pair of boots that go up a little bit higher because I don't want to get mucky, and I'm wearing a slightly darker outfit, so if anything gets on it, it won't look so bad. And I've got something to put over my face. and lots of perfumey bits.
Punts.
Oh, sorry. Was that Master Dowie? I couldn't hear you from down there.
Gesundheit.
Okay.
Master Dowie, we
So-
probably should have got you some waders because you probably will fall in and go under the water.
Yup. I got no problem with getting a bit dirty.
I've seen.
Okay, so
The other
there
half
is
just gave me
a-
the weirdest look when I said that.
there is a very quiet and subtle but loud enough for you to hear knock on the inn door.
Someone
Hagen
going to
will
open
go
it?
over and Hagen will go over and open the door.
I'm pulling the pistol.
Okay. So there's Brian the Worm, and he looks ready for a bit of a sea. He's got his hood up, and he's got some nice leather armor. He's got about 7 daggers in bandolier style belts across him.
One for each of our backs.
And he's got himself a bit of a rucksack that's empty as well. And behind him are 2 very tall but very, very skinny human type people that are dressed head to toe in black leather, again studded and very nice. But over their heads they wear a black sackcloth. Well, it's like a black sack really, with just 2 eye holes in there. He walks in and they follow. How are we doing then? Are we all ready?
Brian, we're ready. I'm interested to learn who your companions are.
This is Franz and Hans, the Kronberg brothers. And then one of them leads towards, actually, we like to be known as the Shadows of Death.
And
The tumbleweed goes past as the entire party looks very unimpressed.
the reason you
And then
Are
his
wearing
brother jumps forward and does some bizarre form of kata, where there's a few kicks flies out, and he sort of stands back in a ready stance, expecting you to all be very impressed.
The temptation to just go Indiana Jones and just shoot him.
Hagen,
I was thinking that.
Hagen reaches back and scratches his head. He's like, all right. Why don't you take the sackcloths off so we can get to know you, and then we can be about our business.
The Shadows of Death never reveal their true identity.
Do they sound human?
Yeah, oh yeah, they sound human. They're
Okay,
almost trying to put a hard voice on.
Okay.
So they're
okay.
trying to sound like
Hold
Batman.
on.
I just
hold
wanted
on.
to make sure they weren't,
But he-
elves under sackcloths.
He just told us who your names were.
What, Hans and Franz?
I,
Do you think we would really be called Hans and Franz?
in this
Yeah,
neck of the
we've
woods,
spent-
I'll be thinking that.
We have spent many years honing and perfecting our skills of combat, stealth, and exploration.
Well, the shadows
Hagen,
of death is
what's
a
your
little.
secret identity.
The shadows of death are a little. That's a little.
I'm so sorry.
Obscure. So, which one of you is Han? Which one of you is Franz? So we know how to direct our order back in the sewers.
We are a perfected team. We are one. Yeah, we are a single unit. Just refer to us as shadows.
All right. Okay. All right.
And Franz.
Yeah. Then I guess Brian.
Jeff.
Brian. I guess as long as Hans and Franz here, no, we're ready to go.
Oh, they're always ready. Apparently, I use them as hired muscle quite a bit. So, yeah,
All
they're
right.
good. You'll
Lead
you'll
on.
see how good they are.
I have no
Okay.
doubt.
So you go through the city, following Brian, and he pulls up at this sort of wagon. He says, "Right, everybody in here," and he lifts the cover of the sort of back of this horse-drawn wagon. Everybody jump on.
Why?
I can't show you where we're going.
Why?
Because that is part of the deal.
All right, fine. Let's just get this done. It's important enough that I'm willing to
All right.
deal with some oddities.
While this is happening, Jim, I'm going to be taking notes in Secret Tongue Engineer of speed and direction.
Okay. So you're covered up, and you feel the cart go off, and the shadows of death are in the back with you, and they're sort of both holding each other's hands, and they're humming some sort of chant, but a hum.
I think it's cute that they hold hands.
Imaran's finding this all rather unusual.
So is Hagen. He's baffled by the whole thing. He's like, I'd have nothing. I don't know.
And then the cart stops, and Brian the Worm comes up, and he lifts the cart like, "Okay, is everybody ready?"
Yes, Brian, we're ready.
Imaran takes a good look around at the surroundings.
Yeah, the shadows jump off the back of the cart, and they sort of quickly move round the streets.
Are they over stylish as they do it?
They try to be, but every now and again they'll trip on a roadstone, and
I love these two.
they're sort of moving around, and the shadows say it's clear. Right, come on, boys.
These guys are gonna end up getting us killed.
Yeah,
Warren, do you want to know my secret identity?
I hope you're not making fools of the shadows. They have
How
a short
far
temper.
into this is it going to be before one of them just gets impaled on something?
Be more deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they'll get impaled on Mordek by accident. I think we should all be in agreement now that if these guys cause us too much trouble, we should just kill them ourselves.
I think they need to be our vanguard.
Yeah.
Now we're not
Certainly
making
being a
fun
good
of
distraction.
We're not making fun of the shadows, Brian. We're looking forward. Go ahead, lead on.
One of our viewers suggests that the shadows are in fact the Chuckle Brothers.
To me.
Amazing.
To you. To me. To you.
Karate,
I'm really now
kung
hoping
fu,
they do that.
Karate.
For our American audience and our international audience, go YouTube it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Consider
you
it
won't
done.
regret it. So Brian the Worm moves over to this sewer grate that is in the wall next to this building, and he sort of pulls on it, and it comes away, and he crawls in and beckons you in.
Can we do a perception check or anything to try to get an idea of where we're at in the city?
Yeah, go for it.
How long was the journey, Jim?
It was about 10 minutes.
Okay, so it shouldn't be that hard for me to figure this out, given I've made a note of directions and times.
You don't think you've moved out of the market district?
I think Omarin knows exactly where we are.
Yes, he does.
You rolled a 1.
Elmarin, you're convinced that you've moved over to where the main park is, where the monument to Arthur is going to be? You're quite certain of that?
I relay this quietly to the others.
Good.
Mordek doesn't have a clue.
I nod like to Omarin like I knew exactly that was correct. I definitely knew that already. Definitely knew it.
I want to blame the shadow for that. the shadows for that because they're
be fair-
clearly too much of a distraction.
That was a pretty good roll for me. I only failed with -1 success level.
Absolutely.
Don't worry, I got plus
Yeah,
5.
are you guys coming or what?
Yeah, we're ready. Let's go, Brian. Lead on.
Okay, so you're all crawling through the gates and the shadows follow you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maren is not best pleased about climbing into another sewer.
Okay, there's a ladder. It goes along a bit, and then there's a ladder that goes down. And it's been raining quite a bit, so there's water running down this part under your feet, and it's running down the ladder as well. So yeah, you climb down, and you come out in somewhere very similar to where you were in Ubersreich, down in quite large sewers. There is a very, very bad smell down there, an almost gas-like smell, and you're up to sort of your knees in the water. But either side is like a small walkway that you can get up to, that sort of starts about 10 meters down from where you are. Right, this way, and Brian leads the way. And then the shadows move past you very swiftly, and they take the lead.
Yeah,
Good.
as you probably might not have noticed, Dan, I think Ilmarin and Johan pull up kerchiefs around their face.
Yeah, Ilmarins are heavily scented with like stuff. It's almost got like a little thing behind it, like like the old apothecaries had. It's got like a little thing behind it with like nice smelling stuff inside of it.
I've got a dual layer one because Johan's engineering thinks that would work better. Everyone knows adding more is better, right?
So you travel down the sewers. It is getting more. It almost takes your breath away. Can everybody make me a perception check, please?
Oh, nice.
I
No.
passed a perception check. What the hell?
I'm too
So-
distracted by the smell.
I do believe
Ooh,
I've
4
got
success
an
levels.
astounding failure.
I think Mordek's too busy watching the France
Yeah.
and Hans.
Yeah, I'm too busy giggling at them.
So, Johan, Carolyn, and Hagen, you sort of got an idea what this gassy smell is, isn't it? I mean,
Who?
Carolyn, in your former life, you worked around this sort of thing, and you knew that when this smell was about, then it was a bad idea to be in the sewers, and you got to move through it quickly. Johan and Hagen, you recognise this as a gas known as methane.
Pistols away.
I was going to say, maybe don't fire
It's
a
very
pistol
dark
shot.
here. Should we light a torch?
No,
No, Elmarin.
methane gas. Don't light anything.
We need to move quickly through this pocket of gas. It can be very, very dangerous.
Mordek puts away the cigarette that he was rolling.
Puts away his pipe, but lights it anyway, so you can sneak one now and again. Yeah, so you travel down this piece of sewer, and you can sort of hear noises in the background, skittering. Every now and again, you sort of look behind you, and you could have sworn there was something there. Those of you are up front a bit. It could be the shadows, but sometimes you see glowing eyes, and then you look again, and they're not there. And this smell, it's just becoming a little bit claustrophobic down here.
Jim, you've got a reroll from Teclis is my homeboy.
Excellent.
Outrageous
brilliant.
Teclis is my homeboy. You should be giving that to me as I'm an elf.
All of
Outrageous.
Yes.
all of us have rerolls from Onamichi, though. So
Yeah, well, I was expecting the elf to look after an elf.
that's a good point.
Jim, what do my elven eyes see? For I see well in the darkness, and and I have good eyesight.
Now and again, you think you
As
see
do
some
I.
form of beast that's walking around on 2 feet, like the furry sort of humanoid creatures.
So Ilmarin knows exactly what that is. Where is Mordek in relation to Ilmarin right now?
No, he's behind you.
So Ilmarin turns to Mordek. Mordek, there's Skaven down here.
Mordek spits.
Hearing
the
that, I look
shadows-
at Hagen
the
and make
shadows
their
have got
kind
a
of their
reroll.
crazy emotion.
Yes. Thank you, Richard. Yes, the shadows do have a reroll. So
That's gonna
That's
be
so awesome.
eventually you're moving down this tunnel, and you're sort of catching up with the shadows because they're stood still, and there's basically this hole that's been broken through in the left hand side of the sewer wall, and they sort of climb through there. The worm follows them, and he beckons to you to follow. And again, you go down another ladder. This time it's wooden. It looks like it's been put together in about 10 minutes. It looks pretty unsafe, but it tends to hold your weight and you get down to the bottom quite well. And now you're almost in a completely different environment. There's sort of stone walls here, man-made stone walls, maybe dwarf-made stone walls, Mordek. And it's almost as if you're in an underground city. But yeah, it's like a corridor, maybe inside a building in Middenheim, a big building. But yeah, everything's sort of changed. It looks very civilized down here. And he leads you on again.
Is the methane gone? Are we out of that, or is that still
You
around?
can't smell it anymore.
Okay, sword back away, pistols back out.
Ilmarin turns to Mordek and asks him if these are Dowie ruins down here.
Is there any? Can I identify them as Dowie ruins easily, or do I
It
need
looks
to?
it looks dwarven made. It looks ancient though, so it's obvious that this was built way before the sewers.
I say these be Dowie ruins, very old,
Oh.
way before the times of the sewers.
Yeah, before the War of the Vengeance. You see, he was about to say War of something else and then corrects himself. War of the Vengeance.
He's learning.
War of the Vengeance. This would have been before the War of the Vengeance then.
Indeed.
So yeah, now the shadows officially have a reroll.
I think that's amazing. I just want to say that come Christmas and New Year's, that are you hearing me, Garblags of the Apocalypse, that if we do a like Garblag Awards, then these two need to be down for NPCs of the year. Just saying.
Do not knock the Kronberg brothers.
I'm
You
not
are
sure.
Sorry, because we don't want to know their real
identities.
we don't want to know their real
I'm
identities.
not sure it should be them over the the goblin barber of Ubersreich.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Weenie-
true.
weenie sod.
He was
Weenie sod.
Yeah.
Weenie sod.
Sod,
The
goblin.
morning that happened when we killed him.
So he leads you down this tunnel again. And right at the end of this tunnel is some very nicely crafted wooden doors with metal inlaid in them. And there is a symbol that is very... it's those of you that know chaos, it isn't a chaos symbol. You recognize it, Ilmarin, as a symbol of the god Cain.
That's unusual to find that down here. And
What is it?
it's the symbol of the god of murder for the elves.
Reassuring.
Hmm.
Wasn't that the god that the
Ebb and Blade follow. Yes.
yeah that
Something tells me we're being led into a trap.
Maybe.
No, Ilmarin says that out loud. So Brian the Worm can clearly hear him say that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll
so-
just,
Bring in
I'll
a
just
trap.
she'll ready her shield a bit and
Right, so yeah. So the Ebon Blade who have been helping the Big Cheese, yeah, we followed them once and they came here. I don't know if they're worshippers of this god. I believe, I can't be sure, but I believe it's an elven god of murder or something. And I've heard them use the word Bane or Fane or something like that.
That would be Cain.
Yeah, it could have been Cain.
No, it's
it
definitely
could have
Cain. Look at this. Pointy ears. I'm an elf. It's one of our gods. It's god of murder. And yes, they do worship him.
You worship a god of murder?
Hey, one of our many gods, yes.
No.
And there's a need for it.
I might be greedy and I might be a little bit dodgy, but I'm not a murderer.
Right,
So-
Brian. Are these artifacts that we're after on the other side of this door?
Well, I believe so. This is where we've seen them take them.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
let's get to business then.
You know, I'll leave it. You I'm handing charge over to you guys now. Me and the shadows of death will fall, into line now. Now, do I get any cut in this? What we're finding here? Because I doubt the engineers are the only ones that they've hit.
Oh yeah.
Should we work? Sorry.
No, that's all right, Brian. I'm just saying that once we recover the artifacts that we've been sent to recover, I'm sure we can come up with an amicable split for anything else we find. I wouldn't see you and your friends go without.
Excluding Warpstone, that's going to be destroyed and doesn't come out
Yes.
of anyone's cut.
That's quite valuable, you know.
It's also the stuff of the ruinous powers.
Come again.
Don't worry about it, Brian. Just we're taking the warp stone and the relics, and we'll split everything else. We'll make sure your people are taken care of.
I recently sold some of that to this sick guy in midnight. A terrible cough. Yeah. All sort of lesions on his face. Right. So it's down to you guys now. We'll follow whatever you're doing.
Which way do we go?
Through the doors.
Through the doors.
That looks like a job for
So
you, Hagen.
like I say,
and Beck.
two impressive, nicely made wooden doors, probably oak. Elmarin, you would have guessed, and of course Johan. Yeah, it looks like a good oak that these doors have been made out
Does it look locked?
of. It should.
Imran gently nudges one of the doors to see if they move or open.
No, it doesn't move.
Okay, yep. Okay, there's a job for one of you guys. Imran steps back.
Can I see if examine them for traps and then see if I can unlock it?
Make me a perception check.
Ah, crap baskets.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, 1 success level.
There does seem to be some sort of mechanism, but it doesn't look like a dangerous one.
Can I try and deactivate it?
Of course you can.
Two
Ooh,
success
nice.
levels.
So you pull one of your thin metal rules out from
My
your
engineering
thing.
kit.
Yeah, you slip it through and you sort of move this catch out the way. And then the door slightly moves.
Can I kind of see if it will open?
Yeah. And they open, well, this door opens fully. And as you look in, there's
I mean, if it starts
Rose.
opening, I'm going to back
Yeah.
off and let someone that, can take a hit go first.
okay. Okay, so the door swings open and you move back.
So Hagen will move up and look into the room.
Okay, you're standing in what looks like a temple of some form. Down each side are pews. There are about 16 pews on either side. It's quite a big underground temple. And at the end, there is a sort of plinth, and on the plinth is an altar with what looks like a dead human on there, and he's had most of his chest ripped open, but you can't tell anything other than that, other than he's like all opened up. Down the walls on either side of the long chamber are strung up humans, and they have literally been ripped apart. The rib cages have been ripped open, all their guts and innards are hanging out, and they've just sort of been nailed to the walls. And as you look down, each one, there must be about 20 dead bodies or carcasses nailed against the walls. Quite nasty.
How is the worm and the shadows reacting to this?
Well, they're behind you. They're behind Ilmarin at the moment. They've took the back of the party.
Yeah, but I'm looking at their I'm watching them for their reaction.
The implication is he can't see.
Yeah, as you're all sort of getting, there is a shaft of light that seems to be lighting up the old temple that comes from the roof, and it's quite a substantial light, and it sort of lights a great big round circle in front of the altar, but it's that bright that it sort of emits light to the whole room.
We can't see anything moving or anything alive in here.
No, all you can see is this altar. There's a big black throne chair at the back. There's a big symbol again that was on the door that you recognise, Ilmarin, as a mark of Cain. And there is, you can't read it from this far away, but it does look like there's some writing underneath the mark of Cain.
Hagen turns back to Brian. He's, Brian, you take the shadows up the left side of the pews. I'll go up the center, and we'll take some of the others will go up the right. Let's move up towards the altar.
Jim, can I make a dwarf lore roll to figure out what this room was before it was frankly desecrated? Or is this different to the architecture that we saw earlier, the ruins that we saw earlier?
No, it looks, in the way it's been made, as like a temple of Sigmar would look, a worship place of Sigmar. It bears the resemblance of that, other than blood and gore and humans being strung up and ripped apart. But yeah, it definitely has the look of a Sigmarite temple type of thing. Okay, so you're all going in. The shadows move with fluid. They move quite quickly, but quite unsteady. But they both sort of lie down behind the back pew, and they seem to be investigating what's underneath the pew.
Anything under there?
Rog, you're on mute.
Sorry, yeah.
Say again, buddy.
Shadows. Are you seeing anything under the pews?
No, we can't see, no feet.
Okay.
But the shadows are never surprised.
All right.
As we get closer to where the rune is on the back wall, can we see what the writing is?
Yeah, it looks elven, but it looks an ancient form of elven.
Can I understand any of it?
Do you speak elven?
Yes.
Also, we have the helmet.
There's a difference between speaking a
Ooh.
language and reading a language.
If you have read, write, and the ability to speak a language, you're assumed to be able to read and write it.
Okay.
It's in the.
Is anybody going to try the helmet?
I will try the helmet.
Okay. The letters suddenly form up in front of you. Those of you that can speak Elven, you can work out the words. I've lost my page. I do apologise. Unleash darkness's nemesis and address the masses. And underneath the mark of Cain, there is the shadows, like silhouettes of people. Some have pointed ears. You know, it's just like at the bottom. It's been something, and yeah.
I'll take the helmet off, moaning that it's giving me a headache.
It does actually give you quite an headache. It is quite. Yeah, it isn't the best, to be fair.
Do those words mean anything to you, Ilmarin?
Nope. I do not believe so. But we'll take it, and Ilmarin gets some paper out of his little emissary bag that he's got in it.
Do they belong to the other kind of elf?
Well, we still speak, and you see him. He's now doing like that thing where you do a rub for the
He's doing
words.
careful. He's doing his Indiana Jones thing.
And he's doing a rub of the words and that. And as he's like, well, we still relatively speak the same language, albeit theirs is a little bit more harsh of tongue.
So written, it's similar.
Yes, and he rolls up and puts it away, and he's like, I'll send this off to my father. He might be able to have a closer idea of to what it means. But I'm not so studious as to know all aspects of Elven history. I am only 75 after all. And he tucks it away, and he comes back down from the altar and then says some harsh Syrian words under his breath as he walks out away from the Cain altar. Bloody Druki, always doing things like this.
Lauren, is there anything else you can discern being an elf in this ritual space?
This is something that the Druki do, not the High Elves of Athon.
They're the ones that wear black.
As you're all talking, one of the shadows sort of pushes through into the middle of you, and he's sort of kneeling down into the middle. Cease. The shadows have found some form of lever. And you do notice while you're up there that there's a door on either side as well, that are behind curtains, but you can see them from where you are. And then he sort of rolls through, you barging into your knees and your ankles, and he rolls out of where you are, and he sort of stands up.
Right. You could have just walked in, but that's all right. So Johan, do you want to take a look at that lever and see if there's anything what it's connected to?
I'll go and have a. Can I go and have a look, see if I can figure out or theorize what it might do?
Yeah, so there's some drawings around the sleeve. It actually looks like it's part of the wall. You'd have to say that the shadows have done quite a good job of this, finding it, because it was sort of well hidden. But there's sort of around it, there's sort of pictures or drawings in like black pencil or black charcoal or whatever of suns.
Well, good job on finding it. As far as I can tell, it doesn't do anything. It looks like it's just part of the wall.
Could it somehow,
can
these drawings of the sun, can they somehow relate to the sunlight coming into the temple or into this room?
I don't know. I know nothing of.
Make me an engineering roll.
Oh, okay.
You got to reroll.
I do have a reroll. I'm going to do it.
Oh man.
No idea. -4 success levels.
You're not sure.
Ilmarin gets one of his little mirrors out and like shines, you know that thing you do with your light, and he like directs the light to the lever, testing Hagen's idea.
Has
There
anyone
seems to be a
tried
lot of it. You can
pulling
sort of.
the lever?
I'll pull the lever.
I step away.
Okay. You pull this lever down, and you hear some sort of grinding up above you. And you know, if you look up and where the light is, all around the light sort of switches around and it sort of moves, and then it goes slightly dark for a minute, and then it's focused and it points towards the chair, and it hits some form of on the throne. It hits like a part of the throne at the top, and the throne starts humming. And then all of a sudden, from the right-hand side of the throne comes a shot of light. Can you make me agility roll, please, Mordek?
Yeah, right.
Good luck.
All right, here we go. Straight out agility or a dodge roll?
You can use a dodge roll,
I
yeah.
think they're actually the same, frankly. Oh no, maybe.
Oh,
Ooh!
Excellent. So you managed to leap half out the way, but you are
Like a
caught with it
dwarven
and
ninja.
take 5 points of damage through toughness and through armor. So you literally took 5 points of that. As this shot of light sort of glances your chest as you sort of dodge out the way. If it had
So
hit you full on,
no toughness or no armor to that.
no, it's just gone.
Ow.
It's literally gone straight through your armor where it hit.
Fucking laser beams.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's now
Nasty.
it's now on the lever, the beam of light. And it's
I
still
ain't
there.
touching that again. Okay.
does it appear to have had any other effect on the throne?
No. Are you going to what? Sorry, if you want to roll a perception check, Hayden.
Maybe Johan could go and have a look at where it's coming from. Let's see if you can discern anything engineering.
Got a marginal success.
Okay, so it's hit some form of very dark green sort of gem or rock in the throne itself at the top, and there is another gem to the right hand side of it that looks very similar. You're sort of guessing it's warpstone, and you have a look at it, and that there is another gem on the back of the throne as well.
Ilmarin, I think, is that warpstone on that throne? Is that what's causing that beam of light?
Ilmarin takes a slightly closer look. Yep, that would be more warpstone.
Make
Lots
me
and
a
lots.
willpower roll, please, Mordek.
Is it a magical thing?
Yes.
So I have
Yeah, you get magic resistance or something.
yes. Where are my talents? Oh, magic resistance. Your resistance to magic, the SL of any spell effect you is reduced by 2 per point you have in this talent. Okay, so that's not really.
I mean, does that give him any kind of bonus, Jim?
Yeah, I'll allow him to take one stage up, basically.
All right.
Nice.
Oof.
That's nice. Okay, so we shall forget that path that could have caused. Yeah.
I'll be needing some medical assistance. On the positive side, it hasn't chinked me armor because it apparently went straight to it.
I could look at you, but given the hurry we're in, I could make things worse by accident. So it's up to you.
I think we'd be finding out what we need to do here before we deal with myself then. I'm, if anything, but practical.
Ilmarin, is that stuff warpstone?
Yes, it is.
Joy.
That'd be that green stuff that we don't like.
Seems
Well,
odd
we have got a box, didn't we? Didn't we? Get
Yeah, we had a lead line
box.
box.
We bring it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
it
did.
seems odd that, however, that the Druki would dabble in such things. They're malicious and murderous, but they're not worshippers of chaos.
Is this throne of the same style as the rest of the cane markings?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it similar to the throne we found when we found the dead halfling and elven lord?
The coffin. The coffin.
Yeah, there was a throne. There was a throne in there, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is the same sort of style. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I will shall relay that to the group because not everybody was down there at that point in time. It's remarkable. This throne's very similar to the throne we found the dead elf and halfling in that time. God, those were the good old days. Remember those good old days when we weren't messing with chaos and all sorts of horrible, wonderful messes we're getting ourselves into?
I remember wandering in and almost getting eaten by a troll. The good old days. Yeah, that's fair.
When all we were worried about was troll.
Well, do we need to collect that warp stone?
Does the warpstone look accessible for tongs?
This black stone that this throne's been made out of, it's sort of enclosed in on it. It's been put in there. It's been inlaid into it. So you'd have to.
So you'd have to smash it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think we've got the time to break the throne to get the warpstone out. We'll have to come back or tell someone else to come back.
Fair enough. Which of these two doors out of here do we want to check first? Any ideas, Shadow Brothers?
Oh, you're talking to us.
You
I'd
found
say
the
that-
doors. Did you see anything different?
No, it's simply a choice of left and right, or it could be right and left.
I'm going to flip a coin. Let Ranald decide. Right door.
Okay. So you go through this door and you walk into what looks like an engineer's workshop. Okay. And in the middle of this room is this contraption, the like of what you've never ever seen before. There's cogs and wheels. There's pipes with fluid in. There's like leather strapping around the wheels. And there's like a big lever. And it looks like what is like an intake. You can see a partial lump of green material. And on the desk, the other end, there is some sort of amulet necklaces, things, but they've got they're all open where like a gem would fit, with little metal claws that you'd sort of bend over it and hold the gem in.
Careful, the contraption has more warp stone in by the look. Is the warp stone in the contraption accessible?
Yeah, there's some on the. There's like almost a leather belt that looks like it moves, and this warp stone would sort of travel through this contraption somehow.
Brian, is this the metal melting gun that was used to destroy the vault door?
No. Well, I'm not sure what this. Like I say, I've never been in here before, but yeah, I've seen. Yeah, so there is rumours that there are sort of beastmen down here that look like rats, and me and the lads we ventured down here one time, and yeah, we found out sort of a base of where these beastmen were before they were cleared out, and they had things like this down here, very like it's almost alien to us. We ain't got a clue what it is.
Can we try and recover the warp stone and put it in the box?
Yeah, there doesn't look much of it. There's simply a handful.
What does Mordek and Ilmarin, having experienced Skaven and kind of knowing what they are, do we recognise what this is? Do we recognise it as a Skaven device?
Make me a perception check, both of you.
Okey-doke.
Yeah, the dwarf would probably be quite familiar with what Skaven stuff looks like.
Yeah, I'm going to use my Techless Homeboy reroll.
Excellent.
No, I still failed.
I
Okay.
will use my reroll as well,
Excellent.
just for shits and giggles.
Take it one stage up as well.
I was better off staying with the last one. Never mind.
Okay. Ilmarin, you're guessing. You can't be 100% sure, but yeah, it probably is Skaven made. There are marks around it of the sort of three-sided symbol that Skaven use. Yeah, if you had to, make an informed guess, you would say that it was Skaven in making.
I shall relay that to group and also say we should not tarry here.
On a meet sheet just gave you a reroll, Dan.
Oh, thank you very much.
Other Dan.
Oh, other Dan.
Oh, thank you very much.
Johan, does this make any sense to you? Have you ever seen anything like this?
I would have to really spend time looking at the device to determine its purpose, but I've recovered the warp stone.
Even if you spent years looking at this, the Skaven build their machinery for unusual purposes that even the smartest of minds cannot discern.
You mean Beastmen made this?
Sure, if you're going to continue to refuse to believe in the rat creatures that live under your cities, by all means. However, we should not tarry here.
Well, Marin, I've killed a bunch of these rat men, so I'll call them Skaven. That's fine. My question is, should we destroy this thing before we move on?
We should destroy this whole thing if we had the capabilities to do so.
If I had more gunpowder.
However, it wouldn't be harmful to destroy this. However, at the same time, it may take time, and we should not tarry. The Skaven move in vast numbers. They've already been scouting us. I saw some outside. If they know we've got their warp stone, that warp stone to them is like gold to you humans and to the dwarfs. You'll chase it with unending desire.
I'll hand the lead box to Mordek. Your people seem far more resistant to this stuff. Haven't heard of a dwarf falling to chaos.
Sure.
Right then.
That being the case, we'd be a very resilient folk.
Well, Amaran, if you think we should move on, let's clear this space and find those relics.
There's no other way out of this room.
Okay. And there's nothing else in this room other than this machine?
Yeah,
So
there's
check it.
benches and there's tools and
Right.
and things like that.
Nothing of interest to me.
No, there's nothing that you've not got. There's some weird looking sort of wrench type things that you've never seen before.
I'll take one of those as long as there's nothing green or glowing on it.
No, don't seem to be.
Then shall we try the left-hand side off the altar?
That seems
Yeah.
sensible.
So you open the door again, it creeps open. And in there is 6 beds with like a foot locker at the bottom of each bed. 2 of the beds are very large.
Is there anything on the beds, fur, hair, anything in the lockers that would tell us who had been sleeping here?
No, one of them is it's got silken sheets and it's very fine.
An elf has been sleeping here.
The 2 big beds are either side of this nice bed. And there's a lot of big indents in the middle of that bed, and they almost look rickety and broken. You know, whoever's been lying in this bed is very big.
Ogre.
Possibly ogre, yeah.
Is there anything in the footlockers to give us any clues?
Yeah, there's some dark blue, almost black robes in each one of the footlockers, apart from the 2 big ones. And there's like 2 sort of same colour but tabards in those ones.
They like blue.
It's very midnight, like I say, almost black, but there's black with a tinge of blue.
Well, it would appear that our relics that we're looking for are not here.
That's true, but it does look like this is a barracks room or some such for members of this Ebon Blade organization.
Are there any more doors in this room?
No.
Is there any way? So there's no other exits out of the altar except for the way we came in.
No.
Can we look for like hidden doors or anything like that?
Yeah, Ilmarin
Okay,
gets his sword out.
whereabouts are you going to look?
Ilmarin gets his sword out and starts tapping the floor around the altar.
The
the throne.
I'll start in this room and then
So, Elmarin, Johan, everybody who's looking, make me perception rolls.
Ilmarin is listening for echoes.
Ooh, Hagen got +3 successes.
we've got 2 success levels.
Don't think I
Yeah,
can.
past one.
As you're looking around the altar, you sort of notice on the floor that dust has been, because it's a very dirty place, but not, if you know what I mean. It's been left, it's not been cleaned. But the square plinth that the throne is sitting on looks like it's been moved, and some of the dusty floor, it's been dragged to another place, if you know what I mean, as if the plinth has actually turned.
Ah,
I think it might be under there.
Ilmarin gets a little bit of water out and pours it. Does it? Can we hear it trickling down? Or more to the point, can Ilmarin hear it trickling down? The others might not be able to hear it, but
Yeah,
Ilmarin,
you can hear some trickling down. Yeah.
there is something underneath here. I can hear it.
Is this secret entrance trapped in any way? I have no skill in determining that.
Can I see if there's a mechanism or a trap or anything that would do it?
Make me an engineering roll.
Nice.
5 success levels.
Okay. It looks like a mechanism that will maybe turn the throne around. Whether it turns it around so many times and then comes off, it could be a lid to a tunnel. But it definitely, it definitely looks like this chair could move, rotated.
Can I try and activate the mechanism?
It doesn't look like there's any activation. The activation would be attempting to move it, I would have thought.
Okay. As far as I can tell, there's no traps. But I think you can turn the throne and that moves this.
A job for our fine friend the Shadows, correct?
They look like quite
So-
strong folk. I'm sure they can do it.
The shadows run up to it and they sort of grab an arm each on the throne and they sort of push and it just creaks slightly and and they both sort of push back and roll backwards at the same time and fall down onto one knee. Yeah. The throne is too much for the shadows.
Right. Mordek,
Requires
you want to give
Mordek
me a
and
hand?
Hagen.
I'll give you a hand.
So
Okay, so you both sort of lean on it and it does start to move. And I take it you're trying to avoid the beam of light that is
oh
hitting
yes,
the back of
yes,
the throne.
yes.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
please.
As it moves, obviously the beam is at another part of the chair, but nothing happens. The beam. Hold on a second. Is that better? Sorry, I lost my microphone down the back of my neck. Yeah, the beam of light sort of moves. So the beam that was shooting across to where the handle was is gone, but it's just a beam of light that's shooting through to the middle of the throne. And as you sort of turn it round, it then stops where it's facing the wall, and this beam of light is hitting another warp stone sort of inlaid gem, and the chair starts to hum. As you're holding it, you can feel it vibrating.
Do we see the beam of light go anywhere else? Does it?
No, it just looks like it's basically going into the throne.
If we pull the lever back, will it return the light fixture to the way it was?
Do you want to try it?
Not
Didn't the
particularly
light
after seeing what happened to Mordek, no.
didn't the
Well,
light go onto the lever as well?
Yeah, but it's no longer on the lever now because it moved.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
Shadow, can you go pull that lever for me, please?
The shadows are not shields of meat.
You are today. Can you go pull the lever for me, please?
That would be a no.
I've got a gold coin for you. Make it 2. And another gold coin appears in his fingers.
if you stay beneath the beam path, you should be fine. Just as we were doing when we rotated the throne.
Let's go coins in it for you.
I don't know what's
So,
worse, the fact that we
one
don't
of the
seem to have the balls
shadows
to do it
rolls
ourselves, or the
towards
fact that we're
Ilmarin.
bribing them to do it.
Mhm.
One of the shadows rolls towards Ilmarin and sort of stands up in front and holds his hand out.
I put the gold coin in his hand.
You said 2.
You'll get the other one when you pull the lever.
Paid in full or it doesn't happen.
If you trick me, I'll be very upset. He gives him the other gold coin.
And he sort of glances over to the other shadow and he makes a move and then he sort of rolls backwards. And in one movement, he sort of slips these gold coins into some form of pouch at the side of him. So the other shadow walks up to the lever and he puts it back up again. And you hear this grinding and the light just appears on the floor again. And the
Fantastic.
throne stops humming.
We no longer have to worry about being zapped by light. Well done, Shadows. That was 2 gold coins well spent. Right. Is there a doorway now that we can go underground in?
Yeah, did it move the
No, it
Alter.
seemed to stop here. Whatever mechanism, it stops when it's facing the wall.
perhaps try moving the altar now?
No, that's actually part of the, it's almost part of the floor.
Do you know what? Hagen, what would happen if you hit that giant chair with your hammer?
I have no idea, Ilmarin.
Do you reckon you could smash it?
I could try.
I mean, it was taking so long trying to move things around. You just need to get to the doorway that's underneath.
All right.
while they're talking about that, can I go just have a look in the open doors in the rooms to
Yep.
see if anything else has changed?
No.
Hagen looks, everybody. So this is the plan. Hit it with the hammer.
Make me a perception roll, Johan.
Imran doesn't like being down here anymore. He wants to go back onto the service.
I'm going to use the other reroll that Onamichi gave me. That was pretty bad. Yeah, that's better.
Nice,
3
nice.
success levels.
Okay. As you come back through and you walk into the door, you notice that the silhouettes at the bottom of the wall, in the middle of it, there seems to be a dark pathway that's fading away, and the silhouettes are coming back, and they're it's almost moving. You're not sure how it's doing it. It's obviously some form of magic, but yeah, it settles back to just silhouettes.
So there was like a doorway appearing almost on the wall.
Maybe, yeah, or some sort of pathway.
It looked like the shadows on the wall were moving and made some kind of doorway.
Where?
Mordek, Ilmarin, does that have anything? I don't know anything of magic.
I'll point at where it was happening.
Okay.
Imran goes and pokes it.
It's just walls with these silhouettes been painted on.
Is there anything
It
magical?
does feel very cold, though, almost sickeningly cold. Gives you a real sort of, for a couple of seconds, you sort of question your life choices, and
I've been questioning my life choices a lot recently.
yeah,
That's fine. I've been questioning your life choices as well.
So from the scuffing on the ground and my 5 successes on engineering, have I got any idea how moving this throne could open something?
that beam of light looks like it was a power source almost to the throne.
I
So
think
we have to
might
keep it
actually need the
engaged.
beam of light.
Oh, I'm not paying another 2 gold coins to have it
I
turned
think
back on.
I think that's what powers the mechanism.
I'll go and turn it back on then.
Just get out of the way quickly after you've done it.
Is there any way we can just use a hook to pull it down?
Of course you can, yeah, you can try.
It
got
took
anything-
a moment for the light to change anyway, so she'll just pull
You,
it and
you
immediately.
do notice on the back, Johan, there is just one gem on the back of this throne,
Yeah.
and it's in the middle at the top.
There wasn't
On
a,
the front of the throne, there was a separate that the
Yeah, there was
beam
another one
came
that
from.
focused it, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
so I
But
don't.
there's
I
a
don't.
I don't think
that
you
it's
should get
yeah,
zapped,
exactly. So I'm going to go and pull it and then move quickly away just in case we're wrong.
just in case.
But it did take
Okay.
a second or two for the thing to
Yeah.
realign anyway, so it should give
Yeah.
me time to get out of the way.
So you pull it and you hear the grinding again, and this beam of light shoots across and hits this gem on the back of the throne, and it starts humming again and almost vibrating.
Ilmarin's still standing by the thing. Is there now a portal or anything opening up in front of me? Or a pathway?
The shadows move on the wall.
Yeah, there looks like a dark sort of doorway. There's a path that leads to like a dark doorway, but it looks like it's part of the wall again. It looks like part of the painting. You touch
Yeah,
it, it's stone, very cold.
I'm going to again have a look in the other rooms.
Okay,
Again, see if anything looks different.
nothing looks different.
And is there any way to continue to move the throne on its path, or?
No, it looks like it just turns back the same way to face front. Ilmarin, with your little use of magic, but you are aware of it, there is something magical, and it's not evil magic, but there is something magical about this throne. You mentioned portals. It does have that sort of, feeling about it.
Are there any like buttons or anything you could push on the throne, like, or any pictures of portals or doors or?
Where Where is
There
the?
almost looks like there is that the seat might sink slightly by an inch or two.
So it's got to be used as a chair. Somebody has to sit in it.
Ilmarin's like, fine. And then Ilmarin just goes and sits on the chair.
Okay. Ilmarin sits on the chair. The throne starts humming louder, and it sort of glows almost to a yellow. Yeah, and then all of a sudden there's a flash, and Ilmarin is no longer there.
Hagen
Ilmarin
drops
likes
in. Hagen drops into the seat. He doesn't want to leave Ilmarin alone wherever he's gone.
Okay, again, the humming gets more, and there's a flash, and Hagen's gone.
Is there any kind of smell or anything when this happens? And Johan, before he does this, is trying to figure out if these people have just like been burnt alive or something.
Disintegrated. Yeah.
There is a smell that it's like a brimstony smell.
So it smells
almost
more
a
like when
sickening-
when
yeah.
the wizard was doing his magic rather than
Yeah. It's almost sickening sweet. Yeah, but
I don't like where this is going, Caroline. This reminds me far too much of what happened at Hagen's uncle's.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I can't leave them to face this. I'm gonna get in the chair.
okay.
Mordek's
Again.
apparently already gone.
There's a flash, and
I'll follow.
Johan is
I don't know I don't know what Mordek's doing because Dan's
Yeah, I presume Dan follows.
okay, but yes, Carolyn will follow.
He takes his pack and goes home.
Smart dwarf.
Okay, so you all sort of the second one who comes on it, he sort of appear and sort of slightly shove Ilmarin over, and you're on this.
Ilmarin was standing with his sword out as
Yeah.
Hagen goes, "Ah!"
It's all right, Ilmarin.
roughly about a 10-foot circular plinth that you've appeared on. And in front of you, there are 4 pews in a diagonal that lead up to, again, an altar that has innards all over it. It looks like hearts of people and lungs and things. And then there's 2 pews either side of the altar as well. And in one corner, there is a door. But standing behind the altar is an elf. He looks like some form of high elf, Ilmarin, and he's carrying what looks like a very nasty 2-handed sword. And either side of him are 2 very big ogres.
Who are
Shall we
you?
wait for-
Ilmarin says in Elvish.
As people continue to appear behind you.
Yeah, if there was an
yeah.
elf there, Ilmarin probably would have already been in conversation then if he'd already zapped in and saw an elf there.
I am Salathorn,
Of?
High Priest of Cain.
Okay. Are you from Avon? Are you a Druki? This conversation's happening in Elvish.
Highborn. Yeah. I am one of the Highborn.
What are you doing here? And I
We have come
introduce
to
myself.
see the destruction of humankind.
I'm Ilmarin of Yaves, and that is not the mission given to us.
Then join us, brother. Yeah, kill all of the humans in your group. They
What?
alone are guilty for bringing chaos into this land.
I'm not sure you remember the story quite rightly there, brother. But
Johan would have been cocking his pistols at this point.
I was gonna
He's
say, 'cause I know-
understanding what's
I-
being said.
I know somehow
I
Johan
got
has learned our
feeling that-
entire language in a few conversations.
The humans spread the corruption like rabbits. They must be destroyed so we
However-
can weaken the ruinous powers, and then
But it
we
won't-
can deal with them.
It won't weaken those ruinous powers. You know this. Teclis says so. The great siphon on our homeland is what weakens the veil.
He is
The-
but a fool. Maglith has shown us the way.
Then you are the fool, for you have fallen. You are no longer of our kind. You have forgotten your path. And at that,
Leave
Ilmarin
now,
goes,
brother.
and the sword comes out.
So that's finally something Hagen understands. He's like, all right.
Martin's drawn his sword. That okay. Now I know where this is going. I mean, it was fairly obvious where this was going, but
You have shamed Avwan and your people.
hammer.
And Ilmarin says that in
Hammer
human,
time.
so that the humans can understand that.
I do not wish to strike a brother down. Leave.
I'm afraid I cannot. We have been sent here to recover artifacts that you have stolen with your dark
Then I
kin.
challenge thee to a duel.
Who, me personally?
Yes.
Well, you see, I now the sword was a bit dramatic, I admit.
Brilliant.
My friend here is more the duelist. I'm more...
Brother, join me and we shall embrace in steel.
Oh, do you know what? It's been a long day, and I've walked through sewers. To hell with it.
Do you even know how to use that? I'll say to the other high elf. In Elven.
He probably does that because even though you're speaking Elvish, it's
Your
probably
the
use
accent
of
is
the
going to be
language
awful.
Appalling. but-
grinds on my ears, you filthy human.
I'll take
Oh, no.
that as a no, shall I?
Go on then, let's get this over and done with. Hagen, when I'm dead, can you make sure you splat him with your hammer?
I will fight at your side, Ilmarin, as always.
Okay, he speaks to the ogre's either side of him and he steps forward. He has quite fine black silken pants and
Glad he's wearing
there's
something.
like
Dust pants.
he's got some quite nice purple leather armor on with studs in as well.
And his sword, is
Yeah.
it like a proper like an elven sword, or is it curved at the
Oh
top?
no,
with-
it's an elven sword, and it's like got almost branches that go up the shaft of this, the blade of this sword.
I'm just going to kind of say quietly to Amari. So are you dueling him?
I believe so. If it looks like it's getting out of hand, though, will you shoot him? Yes. So Ilmarin steps forward, looking like, I'm wearing my own resplendent armor. And, I kind of look the part right now. I'm an elven prince of some kind. So I've been challenged to a duel.
As he steps forward, he speaks to Ilmarin again. It seems that you have one of the full knights with you as well. Tell the fetid thing that I will indeed fight him 1-to-1 next after I've slain you.
I will relay this to him. Hagen, apparently after he's finished killing me, he's going to kill you. So bear that in mind.
I don't think he's met
We'll
Hagen.
see. We will see.
Go on then.
Okay,
Let's get this over and done with.
so initiative.
The first time ever I'm going to be challenged on initiative. I am prepared.
Do you want all of our initiatives, Jim?
Hagen looks, he's like, are you sure about this, Ilmarin? I mean, we could just take him.
I must for my people's honor.
All right.
Just to warn you, Hagen, my guns are prone to misfiring. They sometimes just go off.
I think that's a good idea.
Hey,
So-
what is your initiative?
47.
Okay. He swiftly takes a swipe at you.
That's a bad sign.
It's fine. I've got this. I believe in myself.
Hmm.
It's fine. It's fine.
I believe in you,
Okay.
Ilmarin.
Okay.
Oh my word! The gym NPCs are back. But my brother on Twitch gave me a reroll, which I shall now use.
I know. I need to use my last reroll as well.
Oh my God. All right.
Oh, that's a. Oh, you were dodging. Damn,
Dodging.
if that was a parry. That would have been a crit.
No, I don't think my parry's not as good as my dodge by a long way.
But you
So-
gain an advantage.
He sort of swings at you, and you sort of dodge out the way.
Excellent. Then I shall return with a flurry of my own. Where do I put my advantage in? Is it top of combat, isn't it? Oh,
It's
there
in
it is.
combat.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So I have combat. There we go. Let's see how this goes. Oh no, where's my melee weapon gone? Jim, you didn't put my melee weapon back in.
Just drag
I've
hand.
not messed with the characters. Yeah, the characters should all be the same.
Oh,
Just click on the little briefcase and
Where is
find
it?
hand weapon.
What box is it in? Items.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be enough.
Yeah, if you click insert, if you just hit insert items and put hand,
Yeah, hand weapon. Sorry, just bear with me, everybody.
and then
No
just
problem.
drag that onto your character and equip it, it should appear.
And Hagen is boxing out a little bit just so he could get a good charge on either these ogres or this elf if it comes to that.
I look like I'm just kind of moving around a bit. I'm definitely not making sure I've got a clear shot on this high elf.
These ogres do have quite an impressive sort of cleaver. It's not a sword and it's not an axe, but it is a big, like a butcher's cleaver, but it's massive. Oh, we've lost someone.
You've lost Mordek.
Mordek, no.
He just couldn't stand being around two
there.
high elves.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
I was
I'm
looking
just
in.
going to lean over this way a bit so I'm in the picture.
Oh,
It's not dropping in. Why is not my hand weapon? I apologise.
Roger, Aaron, and me are still in the right boxes.
Yes. But
He's crashed out again. Do apologise for this, viewers.
Ah, there we go. That's why I'm.
Have you got it?
Yeah. Do you know what it was? It wasn't gone. I just hadn't equipped it, and it was still in my thing. I totally 2 weeks away. I've completely forgotten how to play the game. So my apologies,
Yeah, that's
everyone.
no problem.
Right.
As you can tell, we are abject professionals.
Okay, so Dan's out of this little bit, so we'll carry on.
What can I use one of my points? Can't I to re-roll that? But I'll
You've
wait
got
until
a
he's.
second reroll. You've got one. You had one from Teclis and one from Onamichi.
I
Wait to
used the
see.
Teclis one.
Oh,
I
okay.
used the Teclis
And
one.
wait,
What
I
about
mean,
the
he
Do
may
you, want me
get.
to, do you want me to roll his parry first?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
I want to see how he does, and then I'll decide whether I need to. I'll need to
Nice.
re-roll.
You got a fumble.
You do, but he's got a fumble.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna re-roll my combat test then, with a fortune point. Yeah.
Nice.
That's
That's much better.
11 damage.
Yeah.
And he misses his next turn.
Nice.
It does indeed.
So you
And I-
gain another advantage.
I gain another advantage, and I do maybe some damage to him.
Yeah.
Aha! So
Well,
like
you've
Umaran's
done at
like,
least one
"Ah."
because you always do one.
Does he look like I hurt him,
Okay.
Jim?
Yeah, there's definitely blood coming from his right leg.
Ah, for the honour of our people. Then I'll just have another swing at him then, I guess.
Yeah, because it jumps to.
Because it just goes back to me again, doesn't
because
it?
he misses his.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice.
Umaran rocking out. Getting...
Oh,
Good with that sword.
Okay, you slice into his body, and again it rips through. He sort
he
of
does get
grabs.
to defend.
Yeah. Well, he tries to dodge out of the way, but he doesn't. He's more intent on picking the sword up.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's now picked the sword up as he sort of misses this round of fighting as you've slashed him, and then he sort of, as he picks it up, he raises it and swings it for you.
Okay.
but you're on 3 advantages at this point, so
Oh no.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh
You
dear.
need to do really well, Hillermeyer.
I'm gonna use my last point. I've got to try and dodge it, right? Ah, not good enough. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh, stub toe. That's not too bad.
Okay.
Okay, so right.
You have to
I've got-
pass an average endurance test, Dan. which is
That's
plus
not-
20 endurance.
That's not great for me, is it? Right? Because I'm an elf, and endurance is not something we're particularly good at. And I lose all my.
It's
You also
plus
take
20.
13 wounds
Okay,
before
bear-
soaking everything.
Plus an extra one from the
That was
stub toe.
including the +1.
Oh,
from
okay.
Right, let me just do my easy. Did you say easy or
Average.
Plus 20.
Average plus 20.
average? Right.
Pretty good.
Okay, so I did that fine. Right, so now what else have I got to roll? I've got to take those
It's-
out there.
13 minus your armor and toughness.
Oh, that's not ideal. That is not ideal.
Yeah, he sort of picks it up off the floor, and in a fluid movement, he sort of slashes at your left leg, and
Nice.
it bites deep into your leg.
Right,
And you
so
lose all your advantage.
yeah, so so I've got +1 defense because of my special magical sword. So that's 4 for armor, 3 for toughness, which knocks off 7 off the 13. So
6 with
6.
6 points of damage. Not ideal, but we'll keep on going. We're still in this. We're not completely out of this yet.
Okay.
Just don't have a
And
hit
he
like
gains an advantage.
and he gains an advantage. This could be the turning point. Okay. Well, Ilmar will try to strike back, but it's not looking ideal.
Nice.
Okay. Ilmar's still in this. We're not completely out yet.
See how he does. Nice.
Nice.
12 more damage.
And then
Minus
he
his toughness and armor, yeah.
Hang it in there, guys.
Again,
Florence,
again,
doing
you
some
slap
flurries.
into his body, and it cuts him through his armor, and more blood comes from his chest, and he sort of reels back a little bit, and then he comes back in with a fluid
in an effort to
movement.
distract him in Eltharin or Elven, I will say, I knew he didn't know how to use that thing.
Okay, and he
don't-
brings this sword above his head, and he sort of brings it down on in a fluid.
And don't forget, Dan, you got your +1 advantage back.
Yeah,
now.
and he doesn't have his advantage now, right?
Correct.
Right, yeah, I've just took it off him. Oh,
Come on.
Oh, I've got no more
crap.
rerolls. So
okay. So you take 10 damage this time
uh,
as he slashes you down on the chest.
so I've got 7 soak, so I take 3 damage. I'm still in. I'm still got this. We're still here.
Hagen's he's
You've
like,
lost your
"No,
advantage."
right."
How badly
mean-
hurt does Ilmarin look?
Quite badly. But not so much that he's collapsing yet. He's probably only got a little bit left in him though. Oh, my dice rolling is so bad.
Right, so your roll to
Hit him, yeah.
Yeah, the pistol's kind of coming up.
Oh. Yeah.
That's a successful defense, thankfully, not a.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's
Big
another
damage.
advantage.
But that is another advantage, yeah.
And then in the fluid movement again, with dexterity, the like that you've not seen for a long time, he swings at you.
Ooh,
Oh,
come on. Come on,
You can do
Elmar.
it. You can do it.
Go on, Ilmarin.
I no longer believe.
Yes.
And he loses advantage yet again.
No, you don't lose. I don't think you lose everything. You lose everything when you take damage. And that was the
okay, so yeah.
successful defense on Dan's part. So Dan does get a point of advantage,
Okay.
but
I
I, don't
mean,
think
the world's
elf loses everything.
the world's longest single combat continues.
Right, let's put everyone back in the right place.
Flipping heck, Tucker.
Okay. Dan, yeah, Ilmarin swings at him in quite
Yeah, so
a-
as he dodges, he kind of brings his sword round, trying to.
You know,
The
if
Ponzi
you
elf
lose
is
fighting
testing
another
combat,
Ponzi
you
elf.
lose all advantage.
Christ,
Yes!
Oh,
it
you
was-
lose it all.
Yeah,
You do.
you do
You lose
lose
it
it
all.
all.
And I won, though.
Okay.
I won. You take some damage.
Have you seen this guy's skill that I'm rolling against? And he's still
I mean-
managing to
Oh,
get,
yeah.
Yeah. Evidently so from that big 7 you just rolled a second.
yeah.
But yeah, he did
Okay,
lose all
he
his
takes
advantage.
damage. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's
Okay.
taking some more damage.
Yes.
I should have
There
shot
is a
him.
very bloody sword duel going on. They keep
And again,
keep
he-
both landing blows.
He
and
steps forward and
It is
swings at
just-
you.
How much health has this guy got?
Oof.
Oh,
God,
God
I've got a bit more
almighty.
soak than you.
Though I've crashed out of Zoom, I've been still able to watch the rolls in Foundry.
Yes!
Oh my God, Elmarin!
You dodge. Is that a dodge?
That is
Yeah,
a dodge.
that is a dodge.
That's pretty epic.
Do you know something? Yeah, I try my best. Yeah, I make some really good NPCs. Yeah, and I make them challenging and everything.
You have
And
made
then
him burn all his rerolls.
Yeah, I've
No,
got
no,
nothing in
yeah.
a tank. If that had hit
But-
me, Jim, you would have killed me.
I feel like I could get bullied every Wednesday night. It's unfair. Okay, so you dodge out the way of this swing as it comes
That is
towards your left leg.
impressively good dodge.
And you get another point of advantage.
Yeah, I put that on there. Ilmarin like kind of slides and brings the blade through.
Oh, and he
Damn.
rolls a 70. Yeah, and you cut into him again.
15
16 damage.
15, I
Oh,
think, after
15,
he reduces it by
Yeah.
1, but still, that's
Yeah.
vicious.
Yeah, so this elf is beginning to look a mess.
Beginning
doesn't
to
look very
look
good,
a mess.
yeah.
Elmarin
He's cut up, but
is on.
Yeah,
If he
it-
gets hit once more, he's out.
yeah. As he sort of staggers back and then reaffirms himself and steps forward, and again with skill, he swings at you.
God, stop it. Mine's on a roll now. He's on a roll.
Yes, you are on a roll.
Oh no, I spoke too soon.
Oh yeah,
And
you
he,
lose all
he blocks
advantage.
that.
And I'm assuming I have no rerolls of any kind left. I've used my 2
No.
points.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
As he
Okay.
swings at you.
Oh,
Come on, Elmarin.
This is
Come
so
on.
You can
intense. No, that's it.
Oh!
That's Ilmarin. I've got no rerolls. That's Ilmarin done.
Oh yeah,
So
that's 14
9 damage.
wounds. 14.
No, it's 14 because I'm -5, aren't I?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, yeah.
So, with my yeah, that's me. I'm down to 0 wounds. I
Okay,
tried.
Ilmarin, he brings up and slashes his left arm, and Ilmarin sort of looks horrified at his left arm, grips it, and then blood spurts out, and he sort of falls backwards.
As Ilmarin starts falling, there might be a loud bang.
Okay. The elf does level his sword towards Hagen.
Oh, Hagen just,
I think there's
just
still a loud
flat
bang.
out
Yeah,
charged.
there's a loud bang.
You may be charging into an exploding elf.
One can only hope so, because I don't want to fight this guy.
I did the best I could.
You did a lot of damage. I was
I
honestly
thought-
expecting that to be over a lot quicker.
How
That
far away
was-
from me is
That was
he?
pretty epic.
How far away from me is the elf?
About 6 feet, would you say?
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. So that's close range. And given I've been aiming, kablammy.
Oh, critical.
Only another 15 damage, but ooh.
It is 15, but it is also armor piercing.
Okay.
So it does ignore any non-metal armor.
Okay.
So
Does
15.
seem it doesn't seem to do the same damage as the armor that you would expect.
But it does also do an additional 2 wounds, so it's actually 17.
17. So
You
And
gain
he's
Okay.
got a
bleeding
bleeding
condition.
and a
the elf looks horrified towards his arm that has been virtually blown off.
and a -10
he
to all
staggers.
tests involving the arm.
He staggers and then sort of falls to his knees and then falls face forward onto the floor. And a pool of blood
You could-
sort of.
You could have
starts
done that
spreading
earlier.
out the floor.
So Hagen looks at the ogres to see how they react to this.
I step back.
Yeah, they're sort of coming forward now.
Hagen charges the ogre on the
You
right.
cheated in duel.
I'll charge the
The
ochre
duel
on
was
the,
over.
I'll charge the ochre on the left then.
Okay.
I'll try and find
let-
somewhere in between.
No, to be fair,
I
actually, have
technically
you
didn't
brought that
cheat.
bonus
The duel
initiative
had
yet?
finished.
Dan?
Okay. So
No, I haven't.
initiative,
Okay.
please.
then I might
So-
charge before you.
So,
what do we need? What
well,
do we
I'm,
need
I'm
to
at
do?
the bottom of the initiative list anyway at the moment because I didn't
Yeah,
take
what do-
that thing, did I? So,
Yeah, once you take it, you're going to bounce over me, I think.
no, I decided to
Again?
go for toughness instead.
What do we need to do to keep Ilmarin alive?
probably bandage him.
How about a blessing, a healing?
Is there any
blessing?
kind of
Yeah,
critical
absolutely.
damage on
Yeah.
Ilmarin, or is he just out?
All
He's
I
just out
can
cold.
do,
No, he's
which
just
is
out,
useful,
yeah.
but what I can do is remove conditions. I can't heal wounds with my blessings.
Yeah, he's just unconscious. Literally, the last attack put me to exactly 0.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right,
I'm not
yeah.
like down below or anything like that. I'm bang on 0.
You think your skills, Carolyn? You think that you could bring him back round to consciousness, but obviously you wouldn't be able to heal his wounds. But yeah, you'd definitely be able to bring him back round.
At this point,
you
I'm
know.
going with hit the ogre.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Someone who actually knows what they're doing with bandages and stuff.
Oh,
Try and heal
okay.
them.
You have a reroll
So-
if you regain consciousness, Dan.
So considerate.
Close.
Yeah.
I know. I
Two.
always-
Oh,
Yeah,
you've got
Carolyn,
two. Yeah.
Carolyn, what is
Oh.
your
My initiative
What
is
is your,
shit. It's 24, but you know,
okay.
it might be more than the ogre if I'm lucky.
Hagen's initiative is 46.
46? It's almost Ilmarin like.
Uh,
What was
catching
yours
him.
again, Carolyn?
Johans is 42.
42. Fucking hell. Mordek, are you charging in?
If there's room, I will.
I'm not
between these-
charging.
between these two other humans,
There's
You'd have to
ogres are a lot
climb over
bigger.
the
There's
pews.
pretty sure there's room.
then I'm going to be in there as well. But my initiative is like 18.
Go for the
Okay.
dong, Mordek. Go for the dong.
Ding dong.
Sorry, 20. It's 20.
Okay. Mordek and there you go then. Okay, so Hagen, you reached them.
Go on, Hagen. Go on,
He
Hagen.
swings Hammerzite.
So you gain an advantage for charging.
And
Ow! Ow!
hammer comes around to the body really hard.
Yeah, that's pretty vicious. Oh,
So 19 points of damage.
19.
19 points of damage. Right.
I don't think Hagen needs us to deal with these two.
Not bad for a man like
Probably
you.
not, but I'm still going to charge anyway because you know.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, how many did you do? 18?
19.
19.
Hey up, Manly. Leave some for the rest of us.
Oh,
Get in here, Mordek. You're the ogre killer.
yeah, you slash into him and it staggers. You bang into him with Hammerzite and it knocks him backwards. And he sort of cringes, and you can hear the cracking of bones as you're guessing that you snapped some of his ribs. And he sort of buckles up a bit, then readies himself again. Johan.
I will shoot one of them, whichever one's closest.
Okay. Well, would you like to shoot Carolyn or Hagen's?
I don't think Carolyn's connected with her one yet, so I'll shoot that one because I'll have a clearer shot.
Okay.
And they're large, aren't they, ogres? So I get plus 20.
Plus. Mhm.
Does that apply to melee as well? Or not?
No,
Okay,
shooting.
cool. Just checking.
And with range.
But would I get a size bonus? Because I'm
Yeah. So about that.
stumpy.
So a total of 22 wounds, including a painful cut
2 bleeding, stunned,
to the yeah,
and take a hard endurance test or just pass out on the floor.
Okay.
as you black out from the pain.
Endurance.
It's amazing.
And he also has to pass by at least 4 success levels or he screams in agony.
Okay, so is it the endurance? That'd be just a simple toughness, yeah.
It's a minus 20 endurance.
Yeah. So endurance.
And you do get that plus 10 to hit in melee as well. So I forgot to add that when I attack the ogre.
Oh,
but
do
do
you?
get
Oh, I
it.
thought you
Yep.
only got that in.
But if
Oh.
they hit you, you get -2 SL to your
I
defense.
just KO'd an ogre. The
Yeah,
one
you
shot.
just shoot it
Nice.
over and he falls forward.
Hey, I was gonna charge the ogre, but I guess I'll charge into the other one.
Yeah, there's still another one there. We can have it.
Okay, Carolyn, your go.
I will charge into the injured ogre as opposed to the, possibly
Unconscious one.
dead one. So
We now outnumber it 2-1, so that's additional bonus.
okay, so what bonuses am I getting?
You get +10 because it's bigger than you, and
Okay.
then
Plus
+20 for outnumbering.
so
Okay.
And you gain advantage for
and
charging.
I've got an advantage because I charged.
so yeah, +30 and an advantage.
11 damage. Is that right? That doesn't sound right.
Ooh, but he fumbles. That ogre's having a
My
bad day.
goodness.
But still.
I don't think you do
Sure,
get
that's
+10 for
work.
attacking a larger target than you. In the combat difficulty section, it only says shooting a large target.
In page 341, size combat modifiers. If you're smaller, you gain +10 bonus to hit.
Oh, there you go. I should have put that in
So-
combat modifiers, but there we go.
How much damage do you do now? Is it minus
I'm not sure. So
14 damage.
I think it should be an extra couple on that because I don't think it's taken into account my strike mighty blow for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So,
Also, according to my
so
count sheet, I
13.
have 3 ranks of strike mighty blow, but I don't remember buying a third one.
Oh, that's a lot. That would be
Yeah,
600
that would be a
experience
lot of
points.
XP.
okay. So that will cost
I
14.
don't know what's happened there
Um,
because it doesn't appear to have deducted the XP for it.
Yeah, I'm guessing
Okay,
it should
you-
probably just be 2.
You bundle into him and smack him one, and he sort of drops. He goes to block it, but you knock it with your
What?
blow. You sort of knock the weapon out of his hands. He stumbles back, and he's grasping at the weapon. That leads us on to Mordek.
Well-
Can I shout something encouraging to Mordek in Kazlid as he runs in?
Go on
Go on.
then.
Chop his knackers off in Kazlid.
Okay, so I'm going to take a melee. Oh no, combat. That's where I need to be. Bit of an axe. So,
I don't know why it stopped taking into account my strike mighty blow. Anyway, so yeah, I think I did 2 more than that, but whatever. Carrying on.
Yeah, well, I added it on anyway, Colin. So
Great, thank you.
no problem. No problem. Mordek.
Time for the Mordek special.
We now outnumber it 3-1.
Yeah, did you remember to
Okay.
add in an extra +20, Mordek? So
I
you're
might
plus
be-
50 plus an advantage.
yeah, can I roll that again?
No, you've passed it. You got 90 out of 110. So you must have the bits and pieces on there.
Must
Yeah.
have some of it.
I might use my reroll because it's not such a good roll.
Well, don't worry. Let
Yeah,
him roll
absolutely.
first.
If you want to use your reroll to
Yeah,
to
wait to see what he does.
get
Okay.
better, then that's fine. But yeah.
He sort of tries to dodge out of the way.
My damage is +1 as well because of the magical axe.
Yeah.
So that'd be 11
So
points.
11.
Do you think I should do it again?
I think I wouldn't waste it. Who knows what we're going to fight next?
Okay.
Alright.
You cut into his body area, and he sort of squeals out, "Ah!" and he sort of staggers back. He's sort of reaching for his hatchet, and he manages to pick it up and sort of raise it, but not enough to sort of attack you all with.
I feel sorry
it's
for this
back
guy.
to the top. Hagen.
Ilmarin! Oh, wait.
Harsh.
Yeah. True though.
Ooh. I will re-roll that.
Shocking.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
I
you
will
don't want that.
re-roll that. That's better. Not much better, but better. Okay, that's all right. So 14 points of damage.
Okay, you sort of cut into his left leg, blood spurts out. He looks horrified. He drops his weapon and just falls backwards and gurgles.
Right. Well, we better make sure we get Elmarin back on his feet. He took a pretty hard hit.
Yeah, I'm going to run over and check on Ilmarin.
He looks a mess. He's got some pretty deep cuts on him.
I go up with Hammerzite and crush the skulls of all three of these creatures just to make sure they're not getting back up.
I'm going to use one of my rerolls.
Sounds good.
Oh, I do a successful heal check on Ilmarin.
Okay. Yeah, you bring him round. Elmarin, put yourself on one wound. But you feel like shit. You've never felt like this before. You just feel like you've been run over by a herd of ogres.
So Mirren kind of like comes to him and is like, "Did I win?"
You were
Yeah.
very impressive, Elmarin. Very impressive.
Oh,
But no, you did not win.
Mordek gives him an encouraging slap on the back. Aye, but you gave it your best, lad.
I'm not a duelist, that's for certain. Oh,
Okay, Hagen, you suddenly realise that there's two people stood next to you in the shadows there. Yes. We dealt with them quickly and heavily.
Ilmarin actually gains 4 wounds. He gains my intelligence bonus.
Okay.
You dealt with who?
Did you not see the poison darts we fired at them?
No, sorry, we didn't see those. I also didn't find them on the bodies when I was crushing their skulls, but that doesn't matter. You
That is
were
because they fade away. They are indeed shadow-like.
yeah. You're ineffective.
perfect murder.
You're ineffective in combat, but you've been pretty useful up until this point, and that's fine.
Brilliant.
The shadows appreciate your support.
I'm going to start reloading my pistol.
Ilmarin's going to look over what's left of the elf that he mostly dispatched, but someone finished off for him.
Uh,
there
you
very
can
nice
probably
clothes.
guess
You
quite
don't sound too
quickly
bitter, man.
who it was, given the injury.
I was
And he-
so close.
Yeah, it's quite a nice two-handed sword. You know, it's elven made. It looks really nice. It's impressive.
I'm going to take it
Okay.
Can I look at
as a walking stick at the moment.
the dead elf's
Would
armor?
you take a note on your character sheet? Wildwood two-handed sword.
Okay.
Can I have a look at the armor that elf was wearing? Because you mentioned that it
Yeah,
did something to the bullet I wasn't expecting.
yeah, absolutely. It has these strange markings on that look like the marks that were in the temple.
Like canine type markings.
Yeah.
Ilmarin, I know you're feeling a bit under the weather, but does that mean anything to you? I'll point at the canine-y looking markings on his armor.
They could have performed rituals that help protect them.
I'm
Might
assuming
have
that's
slowed your
something you
bullets.
wouldn't want to wear.
Absolutely not.
I thought as much.
This is very troubling to have my kin fall so far to help these ebon blades.
Their reach grows further than we thought.
Indeed, I must warn my father. He is the ambassador in Altdorf.
While this is going on, Hagen is searching around the altar and then kind of doing a spiral out from the fight scene to see if there's anything else in this room.
You can't really tell what was there before, blood-wise and guts-wise, and what you've performed yourselves in carving these ogres up. All you can see is this. There's you've noticed another doorway at the back now, but again, it's behind curtains. But there's one to the left and there's one to the right. The one to the left looks like a real heavy, thick door, and it looks like it's been strengthened with metal as well.
Probably an external door. Did the elf or the ogres have anything else on them?
The elf had a leather necklace on with a medium-sized key.
Does it have any kind of dodgy-looking symbols or anything green on it?
No.
I'll take the key. So is it an actual key rather than a necklace?
Yeah. Well, it's just been tied onto a piece of leather that was around his neck.
Okay, I'll take the
Like
key.
a leather string. So, yeah, you've got a key. There's nothing else. Elmarin's picked his sword up.
Did we
Walking
want to
stick
look
right
through
now.
the flimsy
Elmarin,
of the doors?
Elmarin, are you okay to continue? Not only are your clothes ripped, you don't look so good.
Yes, the clothes will need replacement as he leans heavily on this double-handed sword. But I shall continue.
Thanks, quite a good walking
He'll be
stick. to yourself.
fine. He'll be fine.
Props on the fight. You did better than I thought you would.
I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to be dead long before. But
I honestly thought you had him there until that very last blow.
he was quick, wasn't he? Oh,
Yeah,
even for an elf.
I was almost going to shoot him, but I didn't want to deny you the glory. I thought you were going to take him.
Do you know what? Even I started to feel a little bit confident. You know. Oh. Anyway, I've upheld the honor of my people, and I shall continue on this journey with all of us.
All right, then through the right-hand door.
I'll hand Hagen the key.
He checks the door.
Okay. There is a lock. It looks like it's locked, but there is a keyhole in this heavy door.
He inserts the key, goes to turn it.
Okay, he clicks. Turns around without anything bad happening.
Is this the flimsier door?
No, this is the bigger door.
Oh, you went for the big one.
So he starts to pull open the door, and then Hagen looks behind him to make sure that the shadows and that Brian the worm are still there, even though they're not
they're
doing
there.
much. But okay. Then he tugs open the larger door to see what's behind it.
Okay. Open it up, and as you open it up, a light comes on within the room.
It's a fridge.
And there's a couple of tables on there with some quite big books. There's quite a heavy looking box on the floor that looks reinforced. It looks like maybe a weapons crate or something. There's a number of things on the tables, like tableware, but it all looks fine tableware. So you got nice goblets and nice plates and things, all made out of silver. Quite nice. There's a golden, there's a golden goblet that looks really inlaid with jewels, and there's also a tankard that looks similar to it as well. Again, it's gold or gold plated or whatever. But yeah, again, it looks very fine, and there's sort of jewels around the bottom of this tankard.
Can we stash it all into a swag bag to sort out later?
You could do, but it is going to be very, very heavy. A lot of it's metal, and this
Can Mordek stuff it into a swag bag to carry for later?
It could do,
because dwarves can carry grand pianos, apparently.
Yeah.
What?
There is a black spear leaning up against the wall. There are 4 books, 2 of which look like they are made from flesh.
I'd go and read the titles on the spines of the books, but
if they're made from human flesh,
I'm
one
one person
of them
can't read.
One of them is open at a page.
Is that one of the ones that's bound in flesh?
Yeah.
Don't read the ones that have got skin around.
Hagen just shuts
just
them.
going to see if it was the one we were here to look for. But seeing as I can't read, I'm not the person to do that.
What are there any books that aren't bound in skin?
Yeah, there's a couple. There's another one that's open that is bound in like a dark leather.
I will.
Do
And
it.
again, that's open.
I'll close it with like my dagger, not actually touching it with my hand.
Okay, as you look down, there is a dark dagger on the page, and you notice, even though you saw it quickly, your eyes are almost magically drawn to one of the words that are in it, and it's got the word Nagash there.
Did Ilmarin
just
mention
sort of
the
closing-
Nagash bit to us before?
Yeah.
Yes, yep.
Ilmarin, this one mentioned Nagash.
Well,
This-
from the information I've received, that's never a good thing.
Add that
Also,
to the burn
not
pile. Then.
surprising.
Are
Are
any
you
any of the
going to look further into the page?
No. I was shutting it. I probably just caught
Okay.
that glimpse as I shut the book
Okay.
with my
are
dagger.
any of these books obviously the Book of Dark Secrets?
One of the ones that is bound in, it reads on the top, Book of Dark Secrets. The one that was open when you shut it is Rituals from the Obsidian Pyramid.
Well, I'm going with all of these books end
Oh,
up
bad.
in a box handed to the priests as a, we've got you the one you asked for and some extras because we found them and
Yep.
you're
Yep.
probably in a better position to deal with them
Burn
than
them?
we are.
Ilmarin, is that weapons box is the cannon that we're looking for in there? Or the plans for the cannon?
Ilmarin
Or the warp stone?
walks over and uses the large sword to sort of nudge to have a look. Is the stuff in there?
Say again.
Is
big box.
the box that
Weapon
is
box.
is the weapon box, is the gun and that we've been sent down here to get in there?
It is locked with catches. Are you going to open it?
I mean, how locked are we talking? Like, I have to pick a lock?
There's 4 catches that have been shut.
Yeah, I'm using this
can't prod it
extremely.
open.
Yeah.
You can't
I'm-
prod it open with a sword, I think, is the...
No.
Then Ilmarin will not open the thing because he is not in good shape and he does not feel confident about opening a box. It could be in there, Hagen. I'm not entirely sure. The box
No
needs
worries.
opening.
Hagen will walk over and unfasten the box and open it.
Okay. So you're lifting the lid, yeah?
Yeah. He'll stand back as much as he can to lift it, but
Yeah. As you lift the lid, there is a rush of sound, and all these green and brown spores fly from the box. Could you make me a corruption roll, please? Willpower.
So to resist corruption, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool or something else?
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool or endurance, isn't it? I think.
I had a cool check last time and ended up with a load of
Yeah.
corruption points.
okay. I will make a cool test then.
I think it's cool or endurance.
I will use my second reroll and try that again.
Hagen is far more cool than that. Come on.
Mother
Okay.
plus buckets.
You sort of leap back, and
I will use.
Until
I
you've
will
got your
use.
brain-
I will use 1 fortune point to add 1 SL to the test to make it a marginal success.
okay. So yeah, you jump back, and you think you might have breathed something, but you don't. Well, you can't be sure. But in this box is, in sort of laid on velvet, is this mace, and just to look at it makes you feel sick.
Close the lid. Lock it
Yep.
back up.
Could you all make me a cool check, please?
Yes. My advantage is gone, but that would still pass on a 10.
Yes. Oh, there's a good roll now.
Yes.
Carolyn?
Everyone else seems to have ridiculously high willpower.
Oh yeah,
compared to
mine's
me.
not that high. I forgot to take my advantage off, but 10 would pass.
Still, I succeed
Nice.
just about.
Mine
Yeah.
is ridiculously high.
Mine's quite high.
To be fair,
Yeah,
yeah, elf and
dwarfs and
dwarf.
elves.
Yeah.
This is making your skin crawl. Like, well, this is sort of open.
Yeah, I'm just going to step in and close it then. I think I got the lowest successes, so I'll just have.
Yeah.
I think Carolyn freaks out first. Close it. Slam. Does up all the latches.
Perhaps we should take that back with us to get
Yeah.
destroyed.
I agree.
There's also some precious sort of gem idols of chaotic nature that have been smashed up as well. So there's pieces of gems everywhere. Not warpstone or anything. You know.
What kind of
Um,
gems? As in, like, normal ones? Diamonds,
Yeah,
rubies,
like
that kind of thing?
No, not diamonds and rubies. More like crystals, if you know what I mean. So tiger's eye and stuff like that. You know, just
Okay,
general.
yeah, so precious gems, not
Yeah.
anything weird. Okay, add them to Mordek's swag bag.
Are we finding the things we came here for? We found the book, which is good.
Yeah, is there anything else in here?
We're still looking for the plans or the cannon and the warp stone. It may be in the other room.
Yeah.
Any hidden things?
No, there's as you look through, like I said, there's lots of crushed up things. There's lots of plates. This tankard and goblet look very, very nice. And there's also, you notice in one of the cups, there is a ring.
Okay,
with
well, that's all just
what
games,
looks like an engraved ferret on the ring.
but no glowing green.
No.
Excellent. In the bag. Well, we don't want to spend time examining it. It's literally just, does it look valuable? Is it glowing? Okay, in the bag.
Yeah.
We'll sort that all out later.
Okay. So you put everything in the bag, which is fine. Yeah, the warp stone, you're thinking, could be the warp stone that you found on the machine. It definitely looks like it had been ground. There was a lot of it had been ground up, but maybe this was the chunk of warp stone that had gone missing. But the plans are not here.
Okay.
I mean, can I check
Shall-
like hidden compartments or anything like that around the room?
No.
Shall we check that door to the right then?
Let's
The
look in the
flimsier
other door. Let's look down there.
Oh.
Let's look behind
Let's
the other
look
door.
in
I
door
guess.
number 2.
Okay. Are you taking the mace?
In
In the
box
crate.
case, yeah, we need to get that
Yeah,
destroyed.
I'm carrying the box with the mason. It is locked up again.
Okay. Could you make me a cool check, please, Karen?
Oh dear. Gonna end up falling to chaos before the end of the blooming arc, aren't I? I'm gonna take a reroll on that. Hey!
You are feeling still quite. Every time you breathe, you almost breathe in sickly sweet air.
Yeah, she's gonna put it down.
You see like flowers blooming and then literally dying in front of you, withering away in your eye. Every time you shut your eyes, it sort of almost got inside your head. You can see a child being born, and then like in the matter of seconds, it grows older and older and older until it's an old man, and then dies, and then literally goes into the floor again as a skeleton, and then literally rots away to nothing.
I'm putting it down. Yeah, I put it down and I step away. That box is not enough containment for that.
He chose poorly.
That's. Ugh.
So you open the door, and it leads into like an hallway, and then from off the hallway is a corridor. And again, there's a set of doors at the end of the corridor.
It is getting on a bit, Jim.
Yeah. We're going to bring it to an end. Okay, so what is everybody doing?
Limping.
Okay. Are you going down the
Leaving
corridor?
mace behind. I'm not touching that thing anymore. That's just too.
Can we double check that this hallway isn't trapped?
Perception check.
Looks fine to me.
Yeah. Hagen, it
Yeah.
looks perfectly safe.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
good. And he starts to proceed down the hallway.
All right, then.
So, are you leaving the box there?
The box with the mason, I've put it down and stepped away from it, and I've said
Okay.
to everyone that box is not
Does-
enough.
Now,
No.
is the lead line box we have for the warpstone big enough to put that mace in it?
Probably
Okay,
not.
then. Yeah, I guess we're gonna leave it then. Hagen's not gonna pick it up. Let's put it that way. If Carolyn says don't pick it up,
Yeah,
he's
if
not
Carolyn
picking
said
it up.
don't pick it up, I'm not picking it up.
If we figure out where the hell we are, we'll have to try and tell someone where it is and tell them to take a big lead box.
And Hagen kind of says in a very low voice, kind of nodding back towards the Shadow Boys and Brian the Worm. He's like, I have a feeling that it's not going to be here when we get back, but not anything we can do about that now.
It's all right, we'll take it. And they lift the box up between them and they start moving down.
Okay. It's not a good sign that they can just pick that up and might have to kill them after all.
They actually put it down after a while, and Brian the Worm sort of lifts it up and he's struggling with it, but he's carrying it down, I think.
So we proceed down the hall then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or,
There's doors at the end of the hall. The corridor.
I'm assuming there's no doors along the length of the corridor.
No.
Okay.
Hagen approaches one of the doors and gives a listen to it. And cursory looks at it to see if it's trapped or locked.
Doesn't look it.
And he pushes it open.
Okay. The door's open and it opens to quite an expansive room. Again, it's been built here rather than it's part of the sewers or part of the cave structures. It's literally been man-made or dwarf-made into quite a large room, and it is dark in there, and you can hear some skittering. And as we draw the session to an end, you hear a shout from across saying, "Manning, you put down what you have taken, and you shall live. You take, you feel warp fire." And we shall leave it there.
Hagen looks back at Elmarin. Skaven, I presume.
Okay, right. Well, we'll bring that to an end. Thank you for everybody watching. Please go and register yourself on the Discord channel for Godblade Games. Excellent Discord channel. Excellent people in there. Lots of talking about role-playing games of all sorts. We have a game running tomorrow, do we not? Anybody know?
Yeah, Star Trek. Millie is running
tomorrow?
Star Trek Adventures. Yes.
And I believe we have
Is it Delta Green?
Delta Green,
Green. Sorry.
Thursday night at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Central Standard Time will be.
And on Friday, we have, I believe, a game of Star Wars. Is that happening?
That
Yeah,
is
so we
correct.
have Fancy Flight
Okay.
Star Wars at
Yeah.
8
Okay.
p.m.
Yeah, it's a
GMT.
Okay, where myself and Roger and Dan, are you? And
I am.
and Aaron, yeah, we're all part of that gameplay.
Have fun.
So if you like to see me fail more roles, then join us. But no, thank you very much for joining us. A real fun session for me tonight, even though it all went wrong for my NPCs.
Up to a
Thank
point.
you
I
to
mean,
all my players.
They did
Yeah.
smash our elf into the ground.
Absolutely. Thank you
Eventually.
to all my players. They're such a great bunch. It's a pleasure running for you every time. And we shall see you next week. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.